Hey there, Adventure Time fans, this is Wesatron. Today we're going to be taking a look at Jazwares' 10-inch Deluxe Fin action figure with changing faces. This figure's been out for quite a while now, and I've seen him in stores several times, and I've played around with the Try Me feature and everything, and I was interested, even not having seen the show, but recently I caught some episodes while I was on vacation with the wife, and we laughed our butts off, and they just the other day added it to Netflix, at least the first season, and I blasted through the season in like a couple days. I just loved every episode, so I was very excited to get this guy. But the price was, I think, about $17 to $20, something like that, at Toys R Us. But I was checking it out on Amazon, and they had some that had like damaged packaging or something, and they were $9 with free shipping. So I was like, heck yeah! So I figured I'd take a shot for $9. Now, as far as packaging goes, like as far as they're damaged, I mean, like there's a little nick down here. There's some scratches on the front, but I mean the packaging is pretty solid. There's no problems. Back, unfortunately, again, Jazwares doesn't have any cross sells, which is just weird for a toy company. I mean, it's cool to see Jake there and everything. You know, it's a very funny picture, and you get to see like drawings of the pictures of the different faces and stuff. But it is weird that they don't do cross sells on their stuff. It's just odd, and it's kind of weird that they have. Let's see. Okay, well, at least they have Finn on this side. I was gonna say if they have Jake on all sides except the front, that'd be weird. Supposedly there is supposed to be a Jake coming up soon, but I haven't seen pictures of him yet. But knowing Jazwares, it'll probably just show up on shelves, and then you'll see pictures like a month later. Yeah, I'm not a huge Jazwares fan, but I am excited to have this guy, despite problems of hearing like breakage and stuff. So let's get him out of the box and see what he's like. So before we get started here, I just wanted to really quickly show off the action feature, because I think this is really cool. The reason I opted to go with this figure instead of the 5-inch, aside from the price, which was much better, was the interchangeable faces, which are pretty cool. Basically, this thing operates on a wine system that ratchets as you flip it. So there's a like standard smiling Finn face, sorry, and then you just do like that, and it clicks into place. And there's thanks, man, face like that. You know, little sentimental eyebrows there, very cute. It does seem to only want to go the one way, like I can't flip it back the other way, so it only wants to go down to the next phase. So we swap again, and I'm guessing that this is Sleepy Finn, or Sleeping Finn. If you look very closely, you'll see there's actually sculpt lines in there. I'm not sure why they're sculpt lines and then paint just painted randomly over them. That's kind of weird. It almost makes me think that they were planning on doing something else with the face, or at least different with the paint, but whatever. Yeah. So swap it again, and this is the winner face. I love this face. Just the frustrated, angry Finn. Just absolutely awesome. I love it. Very cool. Now, these first two faces between regular Finn and Sentimental Finn, I really would have rather, instead of had Sentimental Finn, had more of like a talking face, just a face with his mouth open. Would have been really cool, because his emotive faces are always his best faces. I mean, they're great, but that's it. I just really wanted to show those off before we actually got into the review. So let's get this guy out and into some cool poses, or at least a pose, because I suck at poses. And we're back with Finn out of packaging, and I've just got him in a adventure-y pose here. I don't know, there's not much to it. But yeah, I actually kind of dig this guy. Jazwares is certainly not my favorite company in the world, but this guy really isn't a terrible figure, especially for the price I got it for $9. This guy's actually pretty good. As far as details go on this figure, we are pretty light, because I mean he is based on a really simplified cartoon show. But you can see, you know, the colors are in the right places and everything. He does have like a completely tubular design. Excuse the water here. I'll explain that in a minute. But he's got, you know, his perfectly tubular design. You can see he's just like basically just a tube of awesome. And he's got his little pointy ears here, and like his kind of wiggly. Basically, he's just a series of tubes. I don't know what else to say about it. He's just tubes. But yeah, everything seems to match up pretty good. He's got the right colors, and his backpack is, you know, the lighter green on top and the darker green on the bottom. What really impresses me, actually, is his sword, which hopefully you can see that they actually went in and added all the nicks and everything. Actually, let me move in a little closer for this. You can see there's a lot of little nicks there. They even did a bit of a wash on it to just make it look a little dirtier, but they did a great job with it. Nice job on the cord-wrapped handle there, or the leather-wrapped, maybe. It's blue, so nice jewel on the end. They did a really, really nice job, I gotta say. It is a like a real flexible plastic, so I guess it won't hurt your little brother or whatever, but you know, pretty cool. They did a good job. He does hold it in his hand, and some people have said that it comes out pretty easily. Mine's held on pretty good so far, but if you do get to, like, bouncing around and stuff, whoa, will swing out. Camera fell there. But in general, the sword's actually pretty well done. I dig it. So let me pull back out again, and we'll take a look at the actual figure for his articulation. Now, the backpack is articulated. The back does pop open like so. And there's a small cubby in there where you could put some stuff. If you had something pretty shallow, you could, I guess, put it in the front. I'm not sure why they didn't just make this whole back part, because this is, I mean, like, it goes all the way out to here, and then there's a pad, and then that you can put stuff. Why not just make this all hollow so you could put stuff in there? I don't know, it's really weird. Yeah, but you can put stuff in there if it'll fit. He did, like I said, it doesn't come with anything except the sword and the backpack, so that's pretty much all you can do with that. The backpack is also a very tough plastic. It's very, very hard. So putting it on Finn is kind of tricky, because you do have to actually bend the plastic, and it's, like I said, really tough. So getting it back off is probably going to be a bit of a chore here. The arms themselves don't help a lot because they aren't articulated, really. They are just a kind of wire bendy type of deal. So, but yeah, this backpack is a pain in the butt to get off. I don't know how people would buy this for their kids. Expect them to actually use it. But you can see, very, very tough plastic. Like, tough plastic. I don't know why they decided to, I mean, this is a separate part here, so why not make that more flexible? I don't know. Weird. But the figure himself, articulation-wise, got some cool things going on. I mean, it's very basic because he is a very basic look, but he's got swivel in the head, which does go all the way around, no problems there. Very cool. Shoulders I had hoped would be swivel hinged with wires in them, but unfortunately they are not only not swivel hinged, they don't really move up at all. They're connected as far as I can tell. Like, if you watch when I move his left arm here, see how his right one wants to move? I think this is one solid piece of wire that goes throughout the whole figure, which is a really stupid move. I don't know why Jazwares would do that, other than to save money, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised because it's Jazwares. But yeah, not the best design for that. I mean, what action figure's arms don't go forward? I mean, especially on a 10-inch deluxe figure. And he does have bendies. You can see the holes in the back of his arm here. Hopefully you can see those. So that you can actually, like, bend his arm up a little bit, but it's not super tough wire, so that's, like, kind of the best you can get, which isn't bad for the show, because he kind of does that a lot. But the way this arm is already kind of bent into place, if you try to straighten that out, he's still going to have that crook of his elbow there. It's like, it's kind of molded into the design, so you're never really going to get rid of that. So you can't really get outwards with it. It's just sort of bendy more than anything else, so bit of a bummer there, but what are you going to do? We got a swivel waist, which goes all the way around. Very loose, but not really a problem for the waist. The swivel hinge hips, very, very tough. The reason the water was coming out of there is because I had to run hot water over these just to be able to get them to move. So basically I just ran them under hot water for about 30 seconds a piece, and then just worked them back and forth to get them moving. But once you do get this leg at least moving, it moves very well. And since it ratchets, it's going to hold the pose, which is good. Not that he's a heavy figure, he's actually quite light, but it will help just to keep him standing upright. So there's a swivel there, and then a hinge that goes forward and back quite a bit. So he is actually a little loose from side to side, if you can see that, like how his leg is just sort of swinging back and forth. but that's not too much of a problem once you get into posing because his weight helps to distribute that. QC problem I have is that this hinge was installed at a bit of an angle, so it makes it very hard to get this hip to move no matter what. Like, the hinge design goes kind of up like this, but the hinge was inserted like that. So it's just a little bit of problems there. So when I get to moving it, every time I move it, it feels like it's going to break. And you can even see the side of him kind of stressing open as I move. You see that? And the plastic is actually catching when I try to move it. So you can see, hopefully you can see that. Move in a little bit. Sorry, this is a large figure. You see it's starting to rub the paint off and whatnot too. So that's a bit of a bummer there. That's a very simple QC thing to fix, but Jazwares just doesn't have very good QC. So swivel hinges in the hips, vertical integration there, swivel hinges at the knees, so you get, you know, nice rotation there. Not perfect 90-degree bend, but not bad. And then swivels in the ankles. I do wish they had gone for ball ankles. On a figure this big, I think it could have worked because he is so light. But, you know, Jazwares, they opted not to. For $9, I mean, come on, this is an awesome figure for $9. In terms of scale, like I said, he is 10 inches, so I guess technically might fit in with 12-inch figures because Finn is supposed to be, I think, 12 years old, so that works out pretty good. But, yeah, overall it is pretty much its own scale, so there's not a whole lot it's going to fit in with except for, I think, 12-inch figures. Not that that's a problem. I think he's cool. Despite all the flaws with this figure, I also have, like, you know, small paint issues here and there. There's like a dirty thumbprint where somebody was working and just stuck their thumb right in the paint. Like, come on, Jazwares. Have some class. Have some self-respect. But overall, you know, still a solid figure. Arms definitely could use some improvement, but remember, I did get this for $9. And that's what I have to review it under. I mean, as far as like an in-store price, if you're looking at $17 to $20, he's still a cool figure, but I do seriously worry about the hips breaking, especially if you don't run them underwater first. So that the $17 to $20 price mark might still be a bit high. $15 would be like awesome, like right on target. For $9, I feel it's a great deal. There was still a couple left on Amazon after I bought mine. So if you guys are interested, it was in like the scratch and dent department. So like you just go and look at their regular listing for them, then go to used and new, and then there it was for $9. So yeah, for $9, solid deal, cool stuff. Definitely like the action figure. I think he's well done. He's just a little strange, and that's just because Jazwares is Jazwares. Man, that feels like that's gonna break. I'm gonna hang on to that box for a while just in case I got to return this to Amazon, but. Cool figure. The swivels in the feet do help to stabilize him once you get him in weird positions and stuff. So, but overall, nice action figure. I dig it, and I really like the sword. The sword was a very nice touch. Backpack will make him a bit back heavy, so you might have to balance out his weight a little bit if you put it on him. But I saw in was it JT Mitchell's review maybe? Yeah, I think it's JT Mitchell's review that his backpack was scraping the paint off the shoulders, and I can easily see how that could happen because these are pretty sharp edges here. So, but overall, nice figure. Definitely like it. If you guys have any comments or questions, anything at all that I can help with on this figure, or on anything else at all, please drop them in the box below. I'll be glad to answer them. Thanks again. A million times thanks for 500 subscribers. That's awesome, guys. We'll have more details on that soon, I promise. I just got to work out all the details about it. So, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.